Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be.
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at CenturyLink Field in downtown Seattle. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had four of those picks, led to the loss.
Mike. He don't know no better.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
He ain't going nowhere.
The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. 15 carries, 57 yards.
I'm so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game, because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game. They're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
23 yards the pickup there. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get the vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pull.
This is intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. The 20, 10, and they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quick.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
The point after through the raindrops up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And following the pick 6, they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Check safety.
This is Carson. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, surprise now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback unexpected.
Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Yeah, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. There have been some plays that we've seen where we
and he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. In for the score. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Well, early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does.
Touchdown, San Francisco. Will Lutz lining up for the point after.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and certainly a lot of jostling still to go in these final 2 weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoffs. But nerve-wracking for all the people involved, all the teams, because their goal is to get there. And anything less than that makes the season a disappointment.
Tyler Lockett past the 20 and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 out the gate early.
What? 88 out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
15 for the Niners there and a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
He'll look to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
A check on Breida's numbers from last week. 15 carries, 101 yards, and a score.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1. because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their alignment. Could be a gold watch in their future.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Dean Lowry, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket. Get to their quarterback.
That's it, baby.
Gotta stop
We
that.
gonna work.
Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week. That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Let's go, baby.
15 for the Niners there and a first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Boom. That's how we do it, baby.
Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Let's go. Let's calm the crowd. Yeah. You don't want none.
Back to throw. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
55, Mike. Hey, get away. Watch the shift.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 48-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
You don't want no problem.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Check.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He's got Lockett. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Get ready.
How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
Watch it, you guys. Rip right.
1st and 10.
On 1st down, Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, still behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
65.
Again, Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to about the 19. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Pull it together.
2nd and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 44-yard line.
First down, San Francisco.
Go! 15 on it. 15 on it. 50 likes 50.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Give me some. Give me some.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Mike 51.
Looking to throw. Oh, the man is Gordon, complete. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a 1st down.
51's Mike.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Back to throw here. That's complete. It's Gordon.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
Here we go.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Ready, set, the mic.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
No gain on the play. It's now 4th and goal.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
I'm going to
So
hit
with
you
2 ticks
all
left here in the
day.
half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And he halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start our tour out in the City of Angels, Los Angeles. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, let's head over to New Era Field to see what's happening with the Bills. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. 21-7, the final score. Finally, let's get to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And that one is at halftime as they lead the visiting Patriots in that ball game. Christian Kirk, a touchdown catch in that first half. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half?
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop. They go play action here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing
2nd and 10. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 22 yards there, a first down.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Now Freedom down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
2nd and 4. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
55 to Mike. Check. 55 to Mike.
And we have
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now it's Carson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
Yeah, baby.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things.
There we go.
Give them 32 on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On the Seahawks 28.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Let's go.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And there was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
On first down, here's Breida. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And it should be the final play before the quarter ends. 2nd and 6. It's a first down and more for Gordon. Got Gordon open, completes it. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Now back to throw. He will find his receiver, Pettis, for a 49ers touchdown. Dante Pettis, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
That's Stills bringing it in. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. The Seahawks on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Wilson to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better.
Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Wilson, and he will find his man on the outside. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit. And that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing again here, Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Draw play. This is Carson. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
He's checking crash.
Here's Carson. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
From the shotgun, Wilson. It's caught. Shepard. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They run it with Carson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it second and goal as they look for a late touchdown. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. From 6 yards away. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got a touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown. It's almost like,
let's go.
Yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
They run with Breida. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, will likely put an end to this thing. They run again with Breida. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Come on, fellas.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there, bank at the 39-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll drop to throw. Able to get this to Gordon. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. There doesn't need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense. Because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back.
The ball carried by the wide receiver. Incomplete in the end zone.
So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board. That one looks like a throw here. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Josh Gordon, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here. We'll do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. This complete to Lockett. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Niners, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
It's Gurley, pal. Taking on the Miami Dolphins. With that, let's get down to Hard Rock Stadium in
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the San Francisco 49ers and the Miami Dolphins. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week. That no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions. Blame anything else and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Ready?
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. Still on his feet. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Give him 3 on the
They play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now a draw play for Gurley. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
30 base.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They run. It's Gurley. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it
The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. 18 carries, 92 yards.
And well-liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over. Let's run the ball.
It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. To me, that's the magic number. 20 points.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork, love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
A check on Breida's numbers from last week. 13 carries, 105 yards.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes a leading rusher.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
2nd and 5. Got his man. It's Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 28.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that.
He'll look to throw. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready? 6 yards. Like 50. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here.
This is Breida. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Okay, Brady, I see you.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight end.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there. Of course you're going to give it to him.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Matt Breida, touchdown number 15 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in, they get it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, end result, touchdown.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. Each team's had it, each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball out of the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that doesn't go good.
He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Intended for Todd Gurley. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's been my observation. There's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Good work,
that
boys.
one goes for 24 yards.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Solomon Thomas in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
Here's Breida. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
You got it.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Let's go.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player, and they've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. They work again from the 38 on second and 10.
Cry all the way back home. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
18 Gator.
Man, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you.
Hit it.
To throw on 3rd down. Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And his kick is good. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
Oh, that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. 20. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
I'm here all day.
Fire.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Ricky.
Now.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
We'll begin with a couple of teams that have represented the NFC in the Super Bowl in recent years. Atlanta playing host to visiting Philadelphia. And as they come towards halftime, it's the Eagles who have the lead in that one. The Eagles seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. 31-10 was the final score. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Chiefs. DJ Moore, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Baby, let's go!
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies and try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? It looks like they're ready to go.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
There's the Washington Huskies, Dante Pettis. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big gain of 31 on third down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
That will give to Breida. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go, D. Tight end left. Tight end left.
Now a toss play. It's Breida. And some room to maneuver. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
Let's go, boys. Let's
that
go.
one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Let's go, defense.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's it.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
As far as tight ends go, if you get 3 or 4 touchdowns in a season, that's usually counted as a pretty good year.
And CD, he just hit double digits. That's 10 touchdowns for him now.
Yeah, and that's something you really have to applaud. That's elite level production.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10.
Makes the score Niners 21, Dolphins 10.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away. Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one by the line of scrimmage.
Second and 13. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
10 Lobo.
Focus, defense, focus.
On first down, it's Gurley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up.
Go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby.
Shoot.
To throw on second down, Herbert. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. Third and long, why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
5 yards on the carry, good pickup on first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now a give coming right is Breida. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
They'll set up to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle.
Holding offense.
So a decent game,
Still third
but
down.
all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 24 yards. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the run. Watch the run. You're soft, baby. That's baby soft.
On the handoff, this is Breida. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Set the tone, defense.
Second and 6. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Breida. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want... Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? He'll look to throw. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers.
That's it, huh?
George Kittle, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one, because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. Back to throw. Herbert, he'll throw underneath for Gurley. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. 2nd and 2. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Jackrabbit,
This quarterback now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. And you can expect more passes like that downfield. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And into the end zone, a pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Luck's good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. They lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back to throw. Herbert. He's got his man on the crossing route. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Herbert firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Let's go. 70, Indy. Right there, 54 Mike. Hey, let's get this.
Off play action. Herbert. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So the victory here for San Francisco. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for San Francisco, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Miami,